I spent way too long on this build, but let's go ahead and take a look at how I built this insanely huge Asian temple. For this one, I actually start with the main structure itself. I usually tend to do the terrain first on most of my builds, but I decided to switch it up on this one, and I do try a different terrain technique later on in the video. Base shapes though, that's all we're looking for at this point. We want to get the base shapes down so that we can have a good final product, because when it looks good, even with just it being wool, you know it's going to look even better when it's textured. Adding a bunch of unique shapes gives it a lot of variety and makes it more interesting. This stage in the build, although might look really simple, it's very crucial in how the final build will turn out. When I'm happy with the base shapes on the structure, I go in and start building some roofs. Asian style roofs have these distinct looking slopes to them, and I really wanted to capture this in this main roof of the entrance of the temple. You will also notice I use gold as the main block for the roofs. I know it might look a little weird to begin with, but from afar it actually looks really nice. When doing mega builds like this, you're able to choose colors over textures quite easily because you're going to be looking at the build from afar most of the time. So I add some more roofs here and there, different shapes, different sizes, but all still in the same style. Now I'm going to go into the roofs and texture them, adding some different yellow blocks as well as some kind of weird almost oxidization on the roofs, even though it's gold, I don't know, why not. You'll notice here in a second I make a copy of the whole build because I am doing a terrain experimentation with the command loft, and I'm really glad I made an extra copy of this because I end up scrapping a lot of what I did, so you're only going to be seeing the real terrain. Even though I spent about 5 hours on the first terrain. What am I doing with my life? But yeah, I use this tool called Loft, part of Archeon. It's a plugin from Arcaniacs. Check it out. It's available on the Builder's Refuge server if you're on there. But pretty much it makes just giant shapes when you place down the points. I set it to a low poly mode as well, just to make the terrain look a little bit less smooth and a little bit more rigid. Sometimes I jump around in these builds. I got a little bit bored of doing the terrain because I had done it already once and deleted it. So I went and added these little designs into the walls that I think break it up a little bit, make it look a little bit unique. Then we finish up the main part of the terrain. I use lapis as kind of the ground texture where the actual grass will be. Then the diamond blocks are going to be the stone texture. I do also decide to add a little bit of a dock at the front of this, just makes a little bit more sense. Then I get to go in and color the whole structure by hand, which I think it's totally worth it in the end. I'm really happy with how it came out. I use a lot of different blocks in here. I kind of throw some orange in there to add almost a rust, even though I don't really know how this white wall would rust. Spaghetti sauce thrown on the walls, you know. But then just adding a bunch of other white blocks into the build, and almost like a stain or something dripping down from the tops of all the walls. I think it looks really cool. It's like a gradient almost, but it's a little bit more textured and unique. Then I add some more terrain to it as well, the maniac I am. This clip, it's only about 20 seconds or so. It took 2 hours. And then, of course, finish it off with a couple of ships here. They're not the best ships I've ever done, but they get the job done. And like my main man Jesus said, it is finished. Thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. This one was a lot of fun to make. I learned a lot of new things doing it. I hope you guys learned something new from it as well. Be sure to drop a like on the video if you did enjoy it. Smash that sub button as well. Check me out on all my other socials. I hope you have a blessed day. Later.